So back in 2016, I purchased a 2005 Ford Explorer. And I purchased it from one of those car dealerships that promises to like sell you a car. It doesn't matter if you have credit or not. If you have bad credit, we'll sell you a car. I went to one of those places because my credit has been like terrible since I was an adult. Because when I went away to college, I filled out all those credit card forms, got the credit cards, bought all the things, couldn't pay it off. So my credit has been destroyed since I was an adult, right? So anyway, I went into this car dealership to buy this car because I needed a car at the time. And so I thought if like my best bet was to go in here and come out with a car, right? So I was like, okay. So I go through the whole process of buying the car and everything. And this is the first time, like in my adult life, like not living at home with my parents, paying my own bills, making my own choices. This is the first time that I'm making like a big girl purchase, right? So I just needed the car. And in my head, and I don't think anybody with character goes into any type of contract with the idea that I'm not going to pay these bills off, right? I don't think any of us like go into that thinking that. We even if like we don't have the money like right now, we always go in thinking I believe I can make this work, right? So anyway, I had purchased this car, and part of their process of selling me the car was asking me to give them a list of my 10 closest family members or friends or whatever and provide their addresses. And I thought that was weird. I was like, oh, because at the time I was naive and I thought, oh, maybe they just want to like sell them a car. So they're gonna like send them like a postcard or something and try to sell them a car or whatever. But now that I know better, I realize that they're asking for that information just in case they want to repossess your car, right? They're going to check those addresses first to make sure you're not like hiding the car somewhere. That is so trash, right? So, anyhow, the reason why this dealership was able to finance the car themselves was like they were able to sell me the car with bad credit or no credit because they financed it themselves, right? So they like accepted responsibility for selling you this car at a super high interest rate so that they can just hound you about it themselves. They don't have to go through a third party, so they're not worried about somebody like turning you down and saying, nope, we're not gonna, give them the loan. They go ahead and front you the loan for the car at a super high interest rate because you have low credit or no credit, low credit or bad credit or whatever it is. They presume that eventually you're going to stop making these payments. So they sell it to you at this super high interest rate to try to get as much money from you as possible, just in case eventually you stop paying on this vehicle, right? And so, anyhow, I had this car for a while. I think overall I kept the car for like 3 months or something until it like broke down and it wasn't able to be fixed. Otherwise, it was a great purchase, right? And so, maybe I don't know if it was like a year, maybe less than a year, I don't know, but I feel like I had it about a good year, and then there came a point in time where I did fall behind on my payment. So because that dealership are the ones who actually financed the loan, there's no like grace period, right? If I don't make the payment on the day that it's due, they're like calling me the next day. And when I say they call me the next day, they call me. These were like the meanest people that I had ever like had interactions with. And I didn't get it. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Like, I mean, you would have thought we were on the street. Like, this is how they were talking to me. They just ridiculous. And I remember I was behind on several things. And so when I had gotten paid like that Friday, I think I was trying to catch up on something else and I just didn't have the money. And so I have never been the type of person that been like, well, I'm not going to talk to them. I'm going to talk to them and see if I could like work something out. So anyway, the guy called and they have like certain people like assigned to your account, right? So the guy called And I told him, I was like, and he was like, you're late or whatever. He said, whatever his spiel was. He was like, you're late. When are you going to make this payment? And I told him, I was like, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. And I feel like, because whatever happened, I had gotten my paycheck and it was already like gone. Like it wasn't because I was shopping or anything. I don't know if I borrowed money from somebody or whatever. Something happened, but all of my money was gone. And so I told him, I said, I don't have any money. And he was like, well, you just got paid on Friday, right? And I was like, yes. And he was like, well, where's the money? Like, so you should have money. Like, I mean, he was just mean about it. And what he wasn't like nice at all. Like, and not that he has to be, right? Because I owe them money. And so I guess technically they don't have to be nice, but the thing about it is the interaction made me very traumatized about trying to work with somebody like if I fall behind on my payments. So anyway, they I have notes over here because I want to make sure I stay on track. But it was so interesting because they have like people that are specifically assigned to your account. So every time, so after that, I was just behind after that. And I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what had gotten me. I think I had moved and my rent was just astronomical and money I was counting on coming in wasn't coming in. At least it wasn't coming in a timely manner. And I was so I was just behind. I just couldn't. I was like switching jobs. I moved. Like all these things were happening at once, and I just for whatever reason just couldn't like keep up. I couldn't keep up, and so I remember this man. I knew his first and last name, and I remember looking him up on Facebook to like see who he was because I wanted to put a face to this name because this man was just so like I feel like if we had seen each other in person, he probably would have tried to fight me. Like that's how mean he was. And I remember at one point dating this guy who used to work at this place called Rent a Center. Do y'all remember? I don't know if those places are still around, but places like that. I remember him telling me the tactics they use to try to get money from people that owe them money. Like people will come. If you're not familiar with Rent a Center, it's like the type of place where you go in, like you don't have the money, like you don't have $500 or $600 to buy a TV. So what you do is you go in and to Rent a Center and you rent it for like $25 a month or whatever. And so it was so those types of places kind of operate like this car dealership did. They financed it themselves. They took on the responsibility that they are giving you this thing and you're going to pay them. And so if you don't pay them, it's almost like they take it personal. And I don't know, maybe it does affect their pockets. I don't know, but they took it so personal. They were so unwilling to work with me. And I remember him always threatening to like come get the car. And I'm like, well, do what you have to do. Because at the end of the day, I'm never saying that I don't owe you money, but like you have to do what you got to do. But I have learned a lot since then. They don't want to repossess your car. They really don't. They don't want to evict you, all these things, right? They don't want to do all those things. And so, but I thought that no matter like what I owed money for, I thought that every interaction would be like that. But that is not the case. So like the places that want to sell you something where credit is not like credit is not like a part of it, like you can have no credit or low credit. Like I have learned to steer away from places like that because they are fronting you that money themselves, or at least they're taking on the responsibility of you paying for it. And so the tactics that they use are just they're not kind, they're not fun, and it makes you not want to interact with them. And so it leads to you like ducking and dodging. At least for me, it just led to me like ducking and dodging everything. So like I'm not an expert in finance or anything like that, but I have had many experiences of having no money, of having to catch up on bills when I didn't have money, just trying to figure my life out financially. And like finally, not that I have like a complete handle on things, but I definitely have been able to figure out lots of things. And one of those things is I figured out how to catch up on my bills when I felt like I didn't have money, like the money to do it. And so I'm just here to like help you get there. I don't have like, it's not like steps or anything, but it's like strategies to help you figure out how to catch up on bills when you feel like you don't have the money to do it. So, um, right now, I am working through Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. And I think I said it in my last video, but right now I'm on step 2, which is the debt snowball. And so first baby step number 1, sorry guys. Baby step number 1 was to save $1,000 fast. Baby step number 2 is the debt snowball. So I'm only at baby step number 2. So I'm here in the trenches with y'all. I'm here with y'all. I'm not a millionaire, like trying to tell you what to do down here in the trenches. I am in the trenches with you. Hand me a shovel because I'm here with y'all. If a bell rings, it's because I'm at work, and that'll be the detention bell. So I'm just warning you guys now, because I think last time the bell rung while I was talking. So when I started Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, the first thing, so before you save $1,000 fast, the first thing that he asked people to do who wanted to do the Total Money Makeover was to catch up on all of your current bills, right? This does not mean like bills that are in collections. It doesn't mean that. If you have the stuff in collections, put it to the side. This is not what this is about. Collections are not the priority. And the reason why things that are in that collection status are not the priority is because whoever you originally owed, that's been charged off already. So, for example, I had a Victoria's Secret credit card some years ago, and I didn't pay it. It was like $400, $417 or something. So anyway, I postponed, and I never paid it. So eventually I got a call from a debt collector saying that this is what you owe. And a lot of times when debt collectors call you, for whatever reason, they don't tell you up front what that, like what you owe them for. Like you have to ask them a couple times, like, well, like from what? Like I owe you $417 from what? And so if you dig long enough, they'll tell you like what that original creditor was. And so I've learned that when Victoria's Secret sold my debt to that creditor, that they've charged it off. Like, so even if you pay that debt collector, Victoria's Secret never gets that money. So like if Victoria's Secret had, if I owed them $417, I never paid it. So like they'll sell it to a debt collector for a certain amount of money, maybe half of that or something like that. But then the debt collector calls you for the $417, even though they only bought the debt for half that amount so that they can make money off of it. So they're not on this list of things that we're talking about paying. So right now we're talking about catching up on things that you need in life. For example, like if your rent or your mortgage, your car payment, your car insurance, things like that. Things like that you need to have to survive in life, to have a roof over your head, to get back and forth to work or whatever. So that's what we're talking about today, is catching up on bills when you feel like you don't have enough money. So let's see, where am I? So I know that trying to catch up on bills is daunting, right? Because automatically you feel like you don't have enough money to do it, because you feel like if I had enough money, then I would just catch up on my bills. And so that's where I was before I started the Total Money Makeover. And that was just earlier this year. So mind you, that story about the car was from years ago, but I've been dealing with that type of like financial up and down, like the whole time, like the whole time, like ever since I've been an adult. So it's not like I haven't been there and I'm just trying to tell you something. I'm just trying to let you know that I've been there with you. And so these are things that have helped me like get my life together, because I knew this year that I wanted to get a handle on my finances. Like if I didn't do nothing else this year, I wanted to get a handle on my finances. And I had that book. I dug out my Total Money Makeover book and started reading it. And I was like, I just have to get it together. Um, and so I'm just here to say that it can be done. If I can do it, you can do it. And so something to keep in mind, that most dealerships, rental management companies, mortgage companies, they don't want to repossess your car. They don't want to evict you. They don't want to do any of those things because they don't make money if they do it. They can't recoup money once they do it. So they use it like as a tactic. Now, some places will evict you for sure. But the thing about it is that they're not making money off of that. They are more willing to work with you than you think. And it took me a long time to just answer the phone when I was behind on my car payment. Like since then, that 2005 Ford Explorer, I haven't had that since 2018. So in 2018, I bought the car that I'm paying off now. And the experience I had with that car dealership versus my Ford dealership, very different. Ford, they never talked to me the way that they talk to me. And matter of fact, it's not Ford, it's the finance company that they work with. I've never had that issue. And it took me a long time to understand like what was the difference. It's almost like that car dealership is a person lending you money out of their personal pocket and you're not paying them back. And so they're angry with you. But the finance company is not like that, because you know why? They're going to get theirs. Whether it's finance charges, interest charges, whatever it is, they're going to get theirs. Right? So they want you to pay. And so the first thing is to not be afraid to pick up the phone, like answer the phone when they call you, or don't be afraid to call them. And so what happened was, there are several times since I've had my car now, it's a 2018 Ford Focus. There's been a few times where I have fallen behind on my payments. I'm telling you, I have dealt with debt, guys, 4 years. And so I remember I was behind almost 2 months behind. I was, broaching that second month of being behind on my car payment. And I remember talking to a friend of mine, and she said, just call them and tell them, like, you don't have the money now, like, just tell them your situation and they will work with you. And because of my previous experience, like, I just didn't want to do that. And so she was like, just call them, they'll work with you. And I don't know what wisdom, what Holy Spirit was talking to her, but I did end up calling them. So as soon as I got off the phone with her, I called them. I was in my car, so I parked my car somewhere. I was like, okay. I just took a deep breath. I'm like, let's call them. So I called the finance company and I told them, I said, I just don't have the money. And I said, and so they said, so what happens is when they call you or when you talk to them, they pull up your account. That's the first thing they do, is pull up your account, and they say, oh, I see you're behind this much, however many months, this is how much you owe. Can you make a payment today? And so I said, no, I don't have any money. I can't make a payment today. Well, can you make a partial payment? I said, I really can't make any payment. I said, I have nothing. And they said, well, when do you think you'll be able to pay something? And so I told them I'll get paid on this date, and on that date, I can give you like a partial payment. And so we had this conversation, and so after we were done talking about what I could do and when I could do it, the lady offered me, well, I can go ahead and take the 2 payments that you are missing, put those at the end of your account, and so you just make a regular payment the following month. Meaning, forget about those 2 months. Not that the money was gone, but she just took it and tacked it on to the end. And she said, just make a full payment. Do you think on this date you'll be able to make a full payment? And I was like, yes. I was so relieved. And I don't want you to think that it was that I just got off scot-free. I didn't, because for my finance company, for every day in between your payments, you're getting charged like finance or interest or whatever, because they're going to get paid anyway. So they're not worried about you, like, they're not really worried about you, like catching up per se. They just want to put you in a position to where you continue paying, because it's only if you continue paying that they continue making money. And so I was like I couldn't believe the help, right? It was so helpful. Now, mind you, I still owed that money, but and it just it extended my um contract longer, but I was caught up. You understand what I'm saying? Because the amount of pressure it takes off to be caught up was just amazing. I was like, I had to get caught up. And I did it. I think the last time I did that was in March. I was behind. It was March of this year. I was behind, and I they called me, and I happened to have a free moment at work where I was able to take the call, and I said, I can't pay, but and I was like, fast forward, because I work extra here at work. I work like some extracurricular activities. I worked some after school activities where I knew I was going to be getting like paid extra above and beyond my paycheck. So I said, I can't pay today, but on this day, because they always ask you, what can you pay today? Which feels like a lot of pressure. And if you can't pay anything today, you can't pay anything today. So I knew that I was going to be getting paid like in a couple weeks or whatever. And I was like, I can't pay anything today, but in 2 weeks I can give you the two payments. I was like, I can make the two payments. And he was like, no, I said I could give you two payments. And he was like, how about I just give you, release you from this month, and then we can tack that on to the end, and then you just make the next regular payment. You don't have to make two payments. I was like, great. I said, great. I accepted that. And he was like, are you sure you don't need 2 months? I said, I don't need 2 months. I just need 1 month. Obviously, 2 months would have, like, they would have made more in finance charges from me, but really I only needed the 1 month. I just, because I was just needing to catch up so that I can start the Dave Ramsey baby step number 1, which was save $1,000 fast. And so just know that they want to work with you, right? And so the reason that I was able to do that is because I had to make a budget first. So when Dave Ramsey talks about like catching up on all your bills, even before that, you have to make a budget. So I posted a video before last Saturday. I posted a video about making a budget, just a simple, like, no, not using apps, not using anything fancy, just using a Google Doc and my brain. These are, you like, just setting up a super simple budget, just enough so that I know where my money is going. I know how much money I got coming in. I know where my money is going, and I know what I need to cut out in order to make my budget work. So that video I'll post in the description, or you can just look back to like last Saturday. But I had to make a budget first. And one of the things that I noticed about making a budget, I saw where my money was going. Hold on, guys. I have to plug in. So I don't know if this is going to make you guys stop. If I pause, I will just come back. Hold on. Y'all still here? Y'all still here? Okay. We still here. So anyway, I needed to make a budget just so I knew where everything was going. So before you can catch up on all your bills, you have to know where your money was going, because it was real easy for me to say that I don't have enough money, I don't make enough money, and that's why I was always working like all this extra at work, because I was like, well, I don't make any money. Well, really, I make enough money to meet all of my needs, but I was nickel and diming myself into debt all the time, whether it was going in the drive-through and just, going grocery shopping, but then going to the drive-through anyway, or not cooking at home or forgetting what I have at home before I go grocery shopping, like different things like that. I was just nickel and diming myself into debt. And also something that was really taking up a lot of my paycheck, it doesn't seem like a lot, was like Netflix, I had Amazon Prime, I had Peacock. What else did I have? I don't think I had Hulu at the time, but I've had Hulu in the past. Oh, I had YouTube Premium, like just different things like that. Just a lot of like small charges, but those things add up. And so one of the things that I mentioned in my last video, in order to like make a budget so that all of your needs are met, one of the things was like getting rid of subscriptions. And getting rid of subscriptions is just for a short time. So like even if you just need to catch up on your bills, you can pause those subscriptions for a month, 2 months, 3 months, something like that, and then add those things back in once you have a handle on everything, Because like I said, I believe that we're good people, right? We don't go into it intending to like screw somebody over, right? That's not the intention. The intention is that I'm going to have enough money. I'm going to, but we have to develop those habits. We need to develop that muscle memory for our money habits in order for us to like not only catch up, but now position ourselves so that we can get ahead, right? So that's where I am. And I'm not saying that it's easy. Like I'm not super successful, you know what I'm saying? But that muscle memory kicks in and I'm like, okay, this is what I did before to get myself back on track. So let's go back to that. And that can happen. So I had gotten rid of all my subscriptions in like March, April, because I just needed to get a handle on my finances. But I've recently added back, Canva, because I had gotten rid of my Canva subscription. So I just added that back. And then I did 1 month of Peacock because there was this documentary I wanted to see. So I paid for the 1 month, and as soon as I paid for it, I canceled it so that it won't like keep accruing every month. And I think Amazon Prime you can pause, YouTube Premium you can pause, Canva you can pause. But at that time, I was like, I don't want to forget that it's coming back up. So I just canceled it all, just got rid of all of it. So that is one way that you can catch up on your bills. It's like getting rid of like the unnecessary stuff. But the only way you're going to know what's unnecessary is if you make a budget, like write down write down everything that's coming out of your paycheck. So my last video was about budgeting by paycheck. So if you budget by paycheck, you have to know what you owe and what date it's due, and then put them in the right paycheck column so that you know what's coming out of each paycheck. And then once you know that, you know how much money you have left over, provided you work a salary, or you work a job where you're at least making the same amount every paycheck. So you kind of know what's going on, right? And so I just I just made a table in Google Docs. I know like some of the comments I got back, people were talking about like how they use these spreadsheets. For me, like I am not there. Like I don't need anything fancy. Like I don't have like a whole lot going on to where I need something super fancy. My numbers are not so big that I need like a document to like do all the calculations for me. I can just do those myself, and I don't mind doing it myself because it keeps my hand in everything right now. And so that's what I need. So once you do that, you know where all your money is going, you know what you got left over, you got rid of, just for a season, you got rid of like all those subscriptions, because even if you cancel like your subscription now, you still have like through the end of the month, until that next pay cycle. So you have time to kind of acclimate yourself to like, okay, I got 1 month of Amazon Prime left. Let's watch what we gonna watch. Just decide that you're going to pause spending. You don't need Amazon Prime if you're not buying anything. And if you're not even using it to watch like the Prime Video, just get rid of it. And there are some free things out there because you can still watch things on Prime Video that are free. They have free things on there that you can watch. Also, Tubi, Tubi, that's free. You can watch movies and TV shows and all kinds of things. You can watch YouTube. Um, like YouTube Premium, I mean, you'll just have to watch it with commercials or whatever. But I think Tubi is connected to YouTube. I think at least that's how I found out about it. So just catch up like one thing at a time. So like I know like rent, mortgage, and car, I feel like are the biggest things that people have the most difficult time staying current on, like once you get behind. But those like need to be the first things, because that's your home. This is how you're going to get to work. I feel like those things are kind of like primary. And then like your utilities, of course, because you need electricity, and things like that. But even then, just call them, like call people, call your landlord. My friend, she rented a condo like in a nice area. It wasn't a condo, I think it was a townhome, but it was in a nice area. Maybe it was called a condo. But she rented in a nice area, and I think she paid every week, right? She paid every week. And then but she did gig work for work. That's what she did. She was a what do you call it when you sell homes? That person, real estate agent. That's what she did. She was a real estate agent. But if you are in real estate, you know that there's ebbs and flows. There are closings that don't happen and things like that. So she decided to I think she was doing Instacart to like supplement her income, because there were periods of time. There are times that you might not get paid for a month, and so she did Instacart to supplement her income. So there were a couple times where she didn't have the money that week, and so she would call, and he was like, okay, just make sure, and he would just give her till the next week. Okay, now you just got to pay for 2 weeks and things like that. So people want to work with you. People are not all terrible unless you're a terrible person. Now, if she was a terrible tenant, he might have like taken the opportunity to just get rid of her. But most people aren't like that. If you're a good tenant, you're good to your neighbors, you're kind to the people when they call you. I think that for the most part, people will want to work with you. And I think just taking those steps will just open doors of favor for you. Like when you're trying to do the right thing, I do believe that favor precedes you when you're doing it. And so I don't think it's by accident that I've been able to have a good relationship with the finance company, for them to, because they don't have to offer me that service of taking the months and putting them at the bottom. They don't have to offer that, but they did. And I feel like it's because I took steps to do the right thing. And I just admitted, I was honest, because what they do is they do confirm that you're still working, where you're still working, and different things like that. Because if you aren't working, that might be a different conversation, because now they don't know when you have money coming in. So I don't know what that conversation would look like. But what can you get rid of? Like, and if you're not working, do you even need to keep the car, especially if you don't have kids or, like other people depending on you for that ride or anything like that? You might be able to, don't give the car back, because then I think it lists as a repossession if you give it back. So as much as you can, just try to work with people, like just try to get them to like give you a break. Can I make a partial payment now and a partial payment later and things like that? But as you start working things out with these companies, you have to like go back to your budget and make sure that in your budget, it's like, okay, this is the day I need to pay. Let me do that. Let me put it in my budget, and like just really try to follow your budget. Like for March, April, May, I don't think that a day went by where I didn't look at my budget just to make sure I didn't have to change anything. Like, did the prices or anything change? Because sometimes subscriptions and different things like that, sometimes they'll change by even a few cents, so you just have to, keep your hand on it and just make sure you know what's going on. and different things like that. So just catch up one bill at a time. And I think you'll be amazed at how like doors will open for you, how people are willing to work with you. And I pray that for you. Like, cause like I said, I don't think any of us go into it thinking that, oh, I'm going to get this, but I'm not going to pay for it. Because if you're watching this video, it's because you want to get things on track. So if you have questions, you can ask me. I feel like I'm an open book as far as my finances are concerned. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Let me see. I don't think I've forgotten anything, but if anything's not clear, or if you even have other suggestions about catching up on your bills that you think will be helpful to people who are reading the comments, feel free to leave that in the comment section. And I did start like my affiliate links, y'all. I'm in this affiliate link era, y'all, because we are retiring in 6 years. I plan on being retired from 9 to 5 work by the time I'm 55. So I'm 49 now. And I plan on being retired at 55. And part of that is like doing the work now to figure out how I'm going to continue to have income after I retire from 9 to 5 work. YouTube, I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy vlogging. I enjoy doing all the things. So that's one stream of income that I'm trying to make flourish for me over the next few years. Affiliate links. I have some things in there that I think are great products that I have purchased myself that I super enjoy. One of them is my cash envelope wallet that I use, that I take with me to the grocery store, because I use cash for my for groceries, gas, personal maintenance, which is like shampoo, makeup, things like that, and for fun money. So I'm able to separate those things. And it's amazing. I don't know if you didn't see it last time. I can show it to you. It's this. There's a lot of different colors, but it's just a normal wallet like that. And then it just has these slots for envelope for different, whatever you want to save for. You can see it has groceries, gas. So this is where I use my cash. So I can carry this with me alone. I don't have to always carry it in a purse or a bag or anything like that. And also it has RFID protection. So if you have your credit cards in here, people can't steal your information. Like they can't use that technology to like scan and steal your information. So that's wonderful. So that's one of my affiliate links. Another affiliate link is I have a coin counter. It kind of looked like this, but it's a clear jar, and it has like, you put the coins in at the top and it counts it for you, so you know how much you have. That's in there. That's fairly cheap. I think those are great gifts for like kids. Like it'll be a fun game for them to find change around the house and then put it in their coin counter and maybe save it up for something. And what else is in there? The Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover book is there listed. There is an updated and expanded edition. And like, forget about it being Dave Ramsey, right? Let's forget about what people say about him, and let's just get our finances in order. I don't care what people got to say about him. He has a step-by-step plan to get my finances in order, and I'm loving it. So if you want to check it out, that link is there. And I think my Yeti is there, this one. This one, I always have it like in every vlog. Every vlog, I always have this. So it's a Yeti. It's a 30-ounce Yeti. I'll put the stickers on it. If you want stickers, let me know, honey. I will send you some stickers. All these stickers I created except this one. This one. Yeah, just those two. But all the others I created from events that I hosted. So anyhow, y'all, just let me know if you have any questions. Check out the affiliate links if there's anything that you like. But everything that I posted, I've purchased myself. I've used myself. I'm still going to order the expanded edition of the Total Money Makeover. I have the original version, so I really do want to see the expanded edition and see what's different in it. So, yep. So otherwise, I hope y'all enjoy, and I will see y'all next Saturday. with something else. Let me know if there's something specific you want me to talk about, and I'll make a video about it. But otherwise, I'll see y'all next week.